Well, good evening. Hello, Catherine. How are you? What you got going on this fine Wednesday evening? Besides spending it with me. Hello, Miss M. Glad y'all decided to join me. It's a nice, quiet Wednesday evening. So, hi, Teacher Kelly. So, what's everyone been up to? I've worked the last 2 days, so I have to work tomorrow. And so, uh, that's just what I've been up to. Trying to take care of some outlier stuff. Working on some other stuff. Hi, Debbie Sue. Are you the real Debbie Sue? Would the real Debbie Sue please wave? I saw your video earlier today. Was like, what? Wow. So that was pretty interesting. Yes. And so I don't know if y'all have seen it, but Debbie Sue said that somebody was using her channel name. It was a little bit different. Okay, Carol Ann's here. Thanks for hopping back in. It's good to see you this evening. So, Carol Ann saying hello, everyone. Everyone's saying hello to everyone else, which is generally kind of the thing that happens when live stream starts. Everyone's saying hello. So, welcome in. Welcome in. So, I think summer is in full swing. I know it is here. And with that heavy rain we got today, it's humid. And we're not really used to hot and humid. So it's been an adjustment for sure. Hello, Rosani. I watched your video making the little, are they fairies? With the little flower hats. They're so cute. So I watch stuff like that. It makes me want paper mache. So, and of course, I've done that in school and maybe at church at Bible school and stuff. But it's like, oh, those are so cute. I love the little flower hats. So Simply Debbie Sue said, Rhonda, another fake account came into the comments after I posted that video. I had to report and block that one too. Wow, Debbie Sue, you're so famous. The famous Debbie Sue. Everyone's wanting to copy Debbie Sue. Just shocked out of your gourd. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine. Wow. Catherine said, dying, I'm sorry, Debbie Sue. Yeah, it's a little unnerving, I think, that somebody's wanting to jack your channel name. Rosani said, thank you, Rhonda. Miss Sims, I'm so sorry, Debbie. Simply Debbie Sue, I'm just concerned who or what it is will cause trouble in chats. Well, all you can do is, it did happen to Rob the Merry Timer, Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl. Welcome in. It did happen to him. He talked about that. Did they actually start a whole YouTube channel? And I think Debbie Sue said they had a channel with no posts and no subscribers. And so, yes, Cheryl, and old Mike told me today that is happening to Kevin Colby all the time too. Wow. Wow, Debbie Sue's up there with the big wheels. I'm impressed. Oh, Miss M said, I just seen a post from Javada, and someone is doing the exact same thing what is happening to Debbie Sue. Cheryl says, wow, that's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy. I guess, Justin, where have you been? This is Lady Rhonda. Good day, mate. I don't know why when I say that, I have to say that in an accent. Good day, mate. So, RC just got back from a run. Well, that's great. There's Dana. Dana said, good evening, my beautiful friends. Em said, this is crazy. Catherine saying hello to Justin. So, what time is it there, Justin? It's late night, I know, for you. I haven't seen you in a while. You been doing okay? RC, and trying to elevate a DJ set I created on Sunday. Great. Rosani, thanks for giving us the heads up, Debbie Sue. We just don't know when it will happen to us. That's so true, Rosani. So, it's 10 a.m., Justin. Yay. So, Debbie Sue said, that's so true, Rosani. Yeah, we don't know. And, what do you do? There's not, other than report, I don't know exactly what you do about that. I guess you report them and YouTube can take them down. So, Justin said, Buddy Sue, how are you? Yay. Miss M said, I'll be back. We'll miss you, Miss M. So, and I guess some of that is, sad to say, is part of it, but it's still kind of a little concerning. So, like Debbie Sue said, it's, are they going to cause trouble in chats and people are going to think it's you, or, and you did the right thing by making a short video about it and showing people what that handle name looks like. Has the little letters at the end. So, so I thought we would talk about maybe what are your plans for the summer. I don't know if some of y'all make plans for the summer and do a vacation or a getaway or, a staycation, some of those things, take a trip. There's Pam. Pam, I just watched your one video. I need to watch your little Bible study video, but I watched the one about the last one you made on the toxic work environment. You are so brave. That is a hard subject to talk about. Some controversy. I think, ooh, sounds like she's describing some Pharisees and Sadducees to me, Oh, wow. Rosani said, I love your blouse, Rhonda. Thank you. It's one of my faves. I love classic leopard print. I really do like it. So, Catherine said, no plans except a possible drive to Kentucky on Friday, just the weekend. How long does it take you to get there, Catherine? That's a pretty good drive for just the weekend. Teacher Kelly said, the beach, New York City, and an art show at Sight and Sound. That sounds great, Kelly. So Pam said, summer is totally up in the air right now. Is it warm there, Pam? Has it warmed up? My friend that lives in Canada said it had been relatively warm. I think she said it was 31 degrees today, which is relatively warm. So 8 or 9 hours, Catherine said. Kelly said, also to declutter and get in shape. You can do all that this summer, Kelly. So Carol Ann said, I'm going to visit my mother in Barrie, Ontario. Yes, RC said, been watching news about riots in Northern Ireland. The summer is going to get really hot. Yes, Kimberly. Hello, Kimberly. How are you doing? I haven't talked to you in a while. We need to get together. So, Debbie Sue said, we are going to stay around here. We have so many projects that need to be done. We would just go out for some day trips. That sounds great, Debbie Sue. Pam said, thank you for watching that, Rhonda. It was a little depressing. And it is. It is. Cheryl's said, what is sight and sound, Kelly? Carol Ann said, and spend time at my daughter's campsite. Okay, that sounds fun too. Um, anyway, RC says the blank is lit this summer. Pam, it's summer weather now, rain today, but the sun is warm. That's good. That's good. Uh, so I'm trying to read. Mike Adventure Sparks is here. So he's saying hello to everyone. Justin said, hey, Lady Rhonda, I have been trying to chat on your lives, but don't always get to it early enough. Sorry, sister. Yeah, because if it's 10 o'clock there, that's getting late. Or 10 a.m. It's 10 a.m. Did you say a.m.? Hmm. Miss M said, I'm back. I was feeding my dog. Saying hello to Mike. Carol Ann said, yes, it has been warm here in Ontario. So, several people from Canada, eh? Eh? Oh, everyone's saying hello to everyone else. 10 a.m. on Thursday. Right, right. I've been doing a couple of morning lives, kind of a little impromptu on Mondays and Fridays. Around 9:15, between 9:15 and 9:30 on Mondays and Fridays, and trying to get my watch time hours up. I'm about 170 from the first tier of 3,000. So I'm really trying to get that in before August. I had a couple of well viewed videos in August a year ago, and when those hours start coming off, then I'm going to go back down. Um, okay. Um, Justin said, living good, Mike. How are you? How you be? Mike's working. He went to the lake though. Did you get you some new glasses, Mike? Not yet. So Mike says hello to Rosani. So we don't have any plans this summer. I do know that not this weekend, but next weekend I'm going to my class reunion. I think it's 55 years, 53 years. I don't know. So Mike says he hasn't got his glasses yet. Money's been a little tight. Yeah. Mike said only made $25 last month on YouTube. Yeah, it's kind of slow at first. Kimberly said, I'm not going anywhere this summer. I will concentrate on being healthy and baking, cooking, etc. Justin's, hi, Teach. How are you? So, yeah, we have that going on. But as far as anything else this summer, don't have anything really planned. We may take our RV out a couple of weekends, but you know, our diesel truck, uh, it's quite costly to fill that thing up. So, um, Mike said their algorithm says I need 1,000 views just to make $5. So I don't think I'll be getting rich off YouTube anytime soon. No, but just keep going. I think that's, um, all we can do. Uh, so We do it because we enjoy it. And it's, it gets frustrating at times, Mike. Oh, so yeah. RC said, I know the cost of petrol. You're right. It's pretty high. Miss M said, my family, we stay home and take a fall vacation. That's kind of what we're doing. My son's getting married September 19th, and we're going the week before. And we're taking our RV, and we'll be camping out and fishing all week before the wedding. So, Mike said, I don't do YouTube for the money. It's more of a hobby for me and to meet wonderful people like you all. Yes, that's true, Mike. Cheryl said, hey, Mike, it seems AdSense was really down last month for most of us. I think everyone's kind of talked about that. Views are down. And so if the views are down, then the AdSense is down. Teacher Kelly said, Mike, I'm about to get my first check of 2026, which is 115, not getting rich from YouTube, but it's been fun. Isn't that the truth? So Mike Adventure Sparks. Hello, Cheryl. I'm still wondering if you're really Rhonda's sister. She is. Cheryl, we need to get together and do a live together, just fun live, not interviewing or anything, but like what is it? Um, mm, 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 the movie, White Christmas. Is that what it's called? With Ben Crosby and Bob Hope and the two girls that are in it. They sing the song Sisters. So, uh, Miss M said, it's been hot here all week. Tomorrow's going to be the worst. How hot's it supposed to get, Miss M? RC said, Kentucky Life with Debbie is giving out free bookmarks. Send your mailing address to her for email, to her email. Ooh, how fun. She's making those bookmarks and she's going to send them out. So Cheryl said, LOL, Mike. Justin said, hey, what am I doing for summer? Is that a trick questionnaire or something? So what are you doing for winter, Justin? That's so strange. In Australia, it's winter. We already saw what y'all did for summer. It's our turn. Um, Cheryl said, yes, a fun live and fix our hair exactly the same. Yes. We can have uh, Mrs. G on as a special guest, and she can't seem to keep our names apart. Pam said, I want a bookmark from Debbie, but I can't figure out where her email is. It's usually in the description, where at the top, when you have to go to their channel, and at the top, there's a description about their channel. That's usually where the email is, and it'll say, you can click on it. Usually it's, you know, not posted unless they have a business email, but um, so, and so what did Kelly say? Mike said, yes, Kelly, it is. Justin said, rugging up, dude. Cheryl said, Mrs. G still calling me Rhonda. I know, it's so funny. It's going to feel like 96 tomorrow. Yeah, yeah. Well, it was 96 here today. Feel like was probably, I think somebody said heat index was 105 because of the humidity. And, you know, like I said, it rained so heavy. And it's supposed to rain some more. Here I am being the weatherman. I know all about the weather. So, Debbie Sue said, try to stay cool, Miss M. Rosani said, hot as Hades over here in Enterprise, Alabama. Plus, we've been getting storms off and on, tree limbs coming down here and there. There's always going to be something falling down or blowing away. That's so true. We had that thunderstorm that we had by the time it came in pretty early. I got up and got out there and started filming stuff. It um, the worst of the thunderstorm had gone. There was still some lightning and thunder. Justin said, whether or not, yeah. Miss M says, I will stay cool. That's what I did today. I just stayed cool, stayed inside. I did get out and walk after I ate lunch. I mark off 30-minute break for lunch. So I eat my lunch, eat a light lunch, and then I go outside and I just walk up and down the sidewalk in the back of the office building just to get a little movement in. So I get tired of sitting. I'm not very good at sitting. But yeah, that's like I said, we don't have a whole lot of plans for summer. We'll be saving up and preparing to go on that trip. I think we leave on the 12th and we're staying to the 21st, which is a little longer than we usually stay at Roaring River, but with the wedding and everything, it's on Saturday afternoon. And of course, Friday night, we're having a fish fry for the rehearsal dinner. We'll cook that trout that we caught earlier in the week. So it's always fun. I have some videos on my YouTube channel of last year. I kind of talked a lot about the family dynamics. They're always so wonderful. But this year be a little different. It'll be a lot of extra people that come in, and so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And it's a little cooler by then, the middle of September. So that's kind of the plans that I have that's for vacation. When I was little, that was one thing that my parents did is we went on some sort of vacation every single year for a week. And we did, I would say, I didn't really think about it just being real cost effective uh, vacations because we camped out and we went to Roaring River. First time I went to Roaring River, I think I was 7 years old. And we went several years. And then I remember we went on a vacation we spent a couple of nights in Red River and we slept in the camper. We had a little pickup with a camper on it. And then when we got to Colorado Springs, we stayed in a motel. And then we saw all the stuff around there to see in Colorado Springs, like Garden of the Gods and um, the Seven Falls and the Royal Gorge with the bridge, and we just did all of that sort of stuff. It is a vacation that I remember very well, and I think I was 13. So we went from, we went every year to Roaring River, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, hello, Coel from Brazil. Welcome in. Glad you're here. We're talking about plans for the summer, maybe some vacations or some different stuff. Cheryl said, we're supposed to fly to Charlotte, North Carolina, but too expensive. We will probably just go to Key Largo, 2-hour drive. Yeah. Airfare is through the roof. Jennifer, introvert in Alaska, is just popping in to say hi real quickly. Rhonda, I love your top. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Glad you popped in. I hope you're doing good. So, you got plans for this summer other than your husband retiring? So, Key Largo sounds amazing, though. Yes. Justin said, hi, Miss M. I hope you're okay. You just know we all love you, okay? Now, Cheryl, do you live where my friend lives? I need to go see her. Pam said every year for a while we went to the Kootenays in British Columbia to this town called Kimberly to visit our good friends. It was the best. Jennifer said, "Hi, everyone. I'm at the oncologist for my 6-month check, and they are swamped. So you are keeping me company while I wait." Boynton Beach. Yes, that's where my friend lives. Yes, yes. Hi, Joshua. How are you? So, going to China looks good. That'd be great. Yeah, Pam. Oh, Jennifer, you're still there. Oh, man. Carol Ann said, I'm also going to Spain and I'm spending 2 months there as I am going to walk the Camino Francis. That is awesome, Carol Ann. Awesome. Kelly said, Hi, Joshua. Jennifer said, Are you traveling, Rhonda? I am not. Like I said, not this weekend, but the next we're going to my hometown, which is 73 miles north of here, to a school reunion. And then in September, my son's getting married at Roaring River, Missouri, and that's where we spend our family vacations. And so we're going there. We'll be there the whole week before and a couple of days after the wedding. So, oh wow, Jennifer, you've been there 2 hours. Ugh. Hi, Reds. How are you? Stopping by for a bit before bed. Yes. Debbie said, Oh, that sounds so nice, Carol Ann. Cheryl said, Wow, Carol Ann. My friend did that a couple of years ago. Jennifer said, Have you been to a school reunion before? I've been to several. Um, our group was the largest group that had ever graduated from that little high school. I graduated in 1972, and there was 91 or two of us. So, um, Red's doling out drinks for everyone. Yes, Mrs. G will be here soon. So, um, bye, Rosani. Thanks for stopping in. Joshua said, Guess what? Debbie saw last night, Rhonda. She saw the Shanghai Disneyland Castle. Wow, that's great. Cheryl said, Red's Room TV. Hey, hey, about my bedtime. Yeah, y'all are an hour behind me. So, if you get up pretty early, then you go to bed pretty early. I start playing out toward the end of this live. But yeah, Jennifer, we're going, taking our RV, and there's Mrs. G. And we're going camping the whole week before the wedding. And then that's that weekend. We'll fish and do all our normal stuff till toward the end of the school reunions are fun. It's so amazing. The first one I went to was my 10 year, and I don't think I went to the 20 year. I went to the 30 year, and then I can't remember. We had a big one at 50 years, and then we did a kind of an impromptu one at 52, and this is like 54 years. But we've kind of scaled it down. We don't do the banquet stuff and all of that. We have one member that has a pretty good big house. We just she furnishes the meat, and we bring the sides, and we just meet at her house and just hang out. And, you bring any memorabilia you have, like from school or whatever. The last time I went, I took some pictures. So, um, Mrs. G said she hasn't been to a class reunion either. Cheryl, great minds think alike. Joshua, what segments did you see during that, Debbie? I wish you could tell me what the voice replies. Carolyn said, I'm so excited, nervous, scared at the same time, but I'm more afraid of not going. Yes, Carol Ann, they talk about, the book that the lady wrote, that's the hospice nurse, about what people regret on their deathbed. And that's what they regret, what they did not do. So, anyway, Catherine said, hello to Mrs. G, Red's Room TV. I wish I did one now. I think about it. Yeah, it's not anything like what people think. They're so worried. I mean, when we're in high school, we had our set little, I mean, you were like, and I was not a popular person in high school. I was more reserved and always said I was a wallflower. Um, and I'm not now. And I'm probably the youngest looking one there. Show up at my reunions and I think, who are all these old people? But I love it because the Marilyn, the one that puts it on, she's was kind of in my little crowd, and some of the others that do the reunions. We were more we weren't really the popular kids in school, but there's a core group of us that went to the same kindergarten, first grade through 12th, all of us, year after year, and I think that makes it real different. So, we have a good time. Uh, Justin said, "RV, Runaway Vacation, just like the Robin Williams movie." Yes, that RV. Yeah, I'll be living in a van down by the river. Mrs. G said, "Hey, Cheryl, what y'all said about little old Miss G? We were just saying you were going to pop in soon because we were wondering about you when Reds showed up." Catherine said, "I stopped going to reunions after my 25th. Some people do, they don't enjoy them. We have a fabulous time. We laugh and carry on." Miss M said, "I hated school." "I didn't like school much either, Miss M." Joshua said, "I ate some potato soup last night." Ooh, potato soup. I like potato soup when I'm sick. So Miss G said, "Exactly, Rhonda. Red's Room TV. I never had any issues in high school, so it would have been cool to see some of those people." Yeah, it is. It is cool. Mrs. G said, "Reds, it's not too late to go to one." That's true. They usually continue to have them. I think we just have so much fun that every couple of years we have one. So, um, Miss M said, "I'm glad I've never gone to my class reunions." Debbie Sue, "Love potato soup, Joshua." Carol Ann said, "Exactly." Mrs. G likes potato soup too. Hey, we got a potato soup going. Miss M loves it too. So, Joshua, I was trying to say to you, Debbie Sue, what did you saw in the castle during those segments? So, yes, potato soup. My mother used to fix that for us when we were sick. And so when I get sick, if I want it, I have to fix it myself. Now, Sam's has some potato soup that's pretty good. So, Red's Room said, "True, Auntie, but I'm not in contact with any of those people, and many have passed away." Yeah, yeah. A lot of my classmates have too, Reds. So, you get my age, and it's man, every year we lose several. So, and that's kind of the hard part, but we do always have a great time when we get together, and it's really, we begin to get some outliers, like from, I think my brother and his wife are going to go with us this year. He graduated, he was 5 years younger than me, but he graduated from the same high school. Mrs. G said, "Ah, Reds." Simply Debbie Sue. Joshua, I just remember the castle kept lighting up with colors, mostly pink, purple, and some blue. I need to watch it again. Red said, "That's kind of sad." It is sad. That's one of the sad things about getting older is you start losing peers, friends, people your age. Uh, and um, and I think, you know, every year. So it is sad. It's sad. And RC said, "Had to put away dishes." Glad you're back. I did that this morning. Mrs. G said, yes, it is sad. Joshua said, I think the wish segment is in blue, right, Debbie? You saw the star thing. Yeah. Um, yeah. And that's why, like I said, my parents took us on vacation every year. And they, I don't think they spent a lot of money. My mother was a stay at home mom, and until I think I was in ninth grade, she went to work at the school. No, it was before then. She worked she worked as a teacher's aide at the junior high, and then in my ninth grade she became the high school secretary, full-time job. So she could keep an eye on me. It was kind of bad when I had to go to I it, I think my whole school career, I went to the office 4 times out of the 12 years. The first was I was in the first grade and I got sent to the principal's office for kicking my shoe on top of the school. We had those little slide-in shoes, and we would kick our leg up and the shoe would go flying. And I've always kind of been over the top with stuff. And they sent me to the principal's office. The janitor had to get up there and get my shoe down. So, uh, um, uh, you were a baddie in school, Miss M. uh, Mrs. G said, Rhonda, you're so good at keeping up with the chat. Comments in the chat, you never get behind, always get behind in the chats. Yeah, it's something I think Sally D taught me, you know, but you can talk and keep up with the chats. Oh, Cheryl said, Mrs. G, take notes, lol. But I got sent to the office in seventh grade for slapping a boy. We both got sent to the office because he slapped me first, but they saw me slap him. So, and then in the ninth grade, we got into an eraser fight in driver's ed, because only so many of the students could leave with the driver, with the teacher for driver's ed. The rest of us stayed in the classroom. I don't know how we got in a eraser fight. And of course, I got sent to the office, and my mother was there. And then Mrs. G said, I tried, but it never worked, Cheryl. I don't know. I don't know. I have gotten behind, but reinventing me at 60. Hello, Roxanne. Wow, just popped into YouTube. Are you live? Yes, lucky me. Hope everyone has a great week. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I go live every Wednesday at 7 my time. I don't know where you live and what. This is Central Standard Time. So, Central, is that what it is? Anyway, it's Central. Miss M said, I got sent to the office because I hit my teacher with a notebook. My parents got called in the office as well. Yeah. Then when I was a senior, we skipped career day, and a bunch of kids went to the lake and they got in trouble at the lake. And somebody said, me and my friend were at the lake, and we weren't. We were at her house laying out in the yard in the sun. So those are my trips to the office. And we got our senior week taken away, like all the kids that got in trouble did. But then somebody finally came forward and said we weren't out there. Um, so since Kelly said nowadays kids don't get in trouble, it's scary. Yeah. Cheryl said, what's your favorite vacation, people? So what is your favorite vacation you've ever been on? Um, Joshua said, do you like the music in it, Debbie, if you don't understand Mandarin? Lori Circle, hi Rhonda. Sorry, hopping on so late. Hi Lori, how are you? Did you have a great birthday? I tell you, you should feel honored. I don't sing to a lot of people. I called her, and she went to voicemail and I sang happy birthday to her. So she forever has a recording of me singing. Oh, oh, thanks, Lori. Justin said, "Hey, Lady Rhonda, did you know that funny girl Dora is still sniffing koala poo?" I know. Oh my gosh, that girl. It smells like eucalyptus. So Cheryl said hi to Lori. Mrs. G said hi to Kelly. Lori said hi, Cheryl. Hope you're well, hon. Simply Debbie Sue said Justin Dora always into something. That girl is always into something. She's a mess. I tell you, if I went and visited Dora, it would be, we would get in trouble. So, Mrs. G saying hello to Justin. How are you? Joshua. Hey, Kelly, you should watch my post after this. Debbie Sue saw it last night. Reinventing me at 60. Roxanne saying hello to Cheryl. Mrs. G saying hello to Lori. Debbie Sue saying hello to Roxanne. Lori Circle. I had an amazing birthday and I was going to say that. You have a beautiful voice, but it did not want to say that in front of everyone. But since you shared, I don't know. I sang anyway. So that's what we do in my family and with my really good friends. We call and sing happy birthday to each other on the phone. So you have arrived. So I guess Sally's next. Lori's saying hi to Mrs. G. Justin, hey, Mrs. G, I'm fine. How are you? Miss M says, hey, Lori. Red's Room, Memory Lane. Yes. Anyone want to chime in with their favorite vacation? I have several. I used to, like I said, these trips to the river fishing. I love them. 2 years ago, well, it's almost been 3 years, 2 years ago, I went to Canada to see my friend Carol, and we went to Niagara Falls, and I still talk about that. I mean, Joshua said, my birthday is in 20 days. That's cool, Joshua. Justin said, hey, Buddy Sue. Dora always is, isn't she? She is. Lori said, Rhonda, you're the only one who sang to me. Oh, that's special. Mrs. G. Reds, we have another singer. Be sure to let Diva know. Well, yeah, Cheryl was telling me, is it Friday on Diva's Live? You can go on there and sing. Miss M said, Mrs. G, you gotta keep to yourself. Cheryl, Mrs. G, we need to get Rhonda to sing Friday on Fluffy Diva's Live Sing-a-thon. I'll sing Happy Birthday. You know what, Lori? I can sing Happy Birthday backwards. You want me to sing Happy Birthday backwards to you? So, oh, it's Friday. Red said, I need a song. Joshua, I remember the music was so pretty. Red Dream said, M96. So, is Lori still here? Did you know I can sing Happy Birthday backwards? Backwards, Reds. Backwards. I sure can. Y'all want to hear it? Y'all want to hear me sing Happy Birthday backwards? I don't know if y'all are ready for it. It's amazing. Oh, Roxanne's birthday is in 12 days. Sing. Yes, please. Okay, Lori wants me to sing it backwards. It's M. All right. Okay, everyone's voting for me to sing. Pam's got to go save her porch. Crazy wind. Sing, sing, sing. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I have to back up. I have to have enough room. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. That's my joke for the night. That'll probably be the thing that YouTube pulls out and makes a short. Oh, her birthday's the 22nd. I don't have your phone number, Roxanne. I call you and sing to you. Okay, I did not expect that. You got me. Oh, I got a song for you. Love you, Rhonda. Love you, Rhonda. It's help me, Rhonda. Oh, wow. Boom. Yes. You thought that was funny, Reds? Well, you know me. I can be funny. Mike saying hello, Lori, Miss M. I got a few people by saying today was my birthday. You did, Miss M? Mike says, hello, Red's room sup. Red's still passing out drinks. Justin said, good one, clever girl, Rhonda. I am a mess, Reds. That's why I say me and Dora would get in trouble. We would definitely get in trouble. So, Mrs. G saying, Mike, hey, Reds, it was funny. Oh, Debbie Sue, is your birthday June 22nd? Wow. All these people are having a birthday. So, oh, dropped my pen. I'm trying to write down all this stuff. I have to write that down. I'm glad you let us know. Miss M said, I love your humor, Rhonda. Yes, I'm quite the mess. Sassy mess. 2 days, the 12th. Wow. And Debbie Sue's is the 22nd. Sally's is the 24th. We need to have a party. So, Justin saying hello to Red's room. So, I dropped my phone over there. Oh, Reds, did you send Goga the X-File tapes? Miss M, well, I must leave now. Bye, Rhonda. Bye, chat. Fly on my broomstick. Bye, Miss M. Glad you stopped in. I always enjoy you being here. Oh, Josh was asking Debbie Sue, do you like the introduction of Illuminate? So what's these X-Files, Mrs. G? I'm curious now. Curious George. Yeah, Curious George. Justin said, hi, super good, Mike. How are you, sir? Red's waving goodbye to Miss M. So, yes. Cheryl said, I'm going to sleep now. Red Room TV gets us up at 4:15. That's 5:15 my time. I'm not up at that time. Justin, he sent you a crown and a couple of drinks. Justin's number one. He's got the crown, the number one crown. Mrs. G said, Goga and his stretching. Oh, Debbie Sue saying bye to Cheryl. Catherine saying night, Cheryl. Joshua, did you see some pyro effects, Debbie, when you saw your screen flashed? Cheryl said, no, it would be 3:15 your time, Rhonda. Oh, you're right, Cheryl. We're going to talk about the receipts on Sunday. Okay, Mrs. G. There's Kathleen's place. Welcome in. Hello. How are you this fine Wednesday evening? Joining our live. So, how have you been today? I'm doing good. Doing really pretty good. I started. Talk about this. I started a new well. I'm pretty much always on a pretty decent eating plan, but um, this 10-day detox diet, I've been working on it. Um, there's some people kind of wanted me to do the challenge, the 10-day detox. And so I've been having to read the book. And I still follow a lot of what he talks about in here. And when I did this, I did the 10-day detox, and I ate this way for 6 months. I felt fabulous. It, I don't know, lowered my cholesterol, my blood pressure. It's a blood sugar solution. It lowers your blood sugar. And so, since last week, I went to the doctor and they told me that I was pre diabetic, type 2. I thought, I need to buckle down and really reel in the way I eat. And so, um, some people on YouTube here were kind of wanting me to do a series that would go along with this. So I'm working on that a little bit. Don't really know how to do. I can't go live for 10 days in a row, um, but I could 3 times a week, and then I could make short videos. What I really like about his concept in this book is it's more than just about the way you eat. Like, day one is satisfy, and day two is detox. But he also talks a lot about um, food addiction, and it's this book here, Java. Mark Hyman, he's a doctor. He wrote this book, and it it's a it's pretty stringent. It's whole foods, but you cut out preservatives, no sweeteners, no sugar, no milk products, um, but you eat nuts and avocados and certain vegetables, and but he also limits certain kinds of fish. I learned that tilapia is a um, um, bottom feeder. Tuna has a lot of mercury. What else? There were some things, about um, it's you do this real stringent diet for 10 days. And so, good night, Reds. Um, it's um, and it's like I said, it's pretty strict. And then you add in some things, like you can add in some complex carbs and some of that sort of thing. No gluten, no. Um, but I actually, Red said I need to check my eyelids for holes. So, um, and everyone's saying good night. Main two fish, the fish you can eat is salmon, cod, and flounder. Um, so Catherine said Mark Hyman is good. So everyone's saying goodbye to Reds. But I learned a lot about, a calorie. He says a calorie is a calorie, right? wrong. And I think it's true because I did the 3 years ago, I was struggling so bad. I had had knee surgery. I had so much inflammation in that leg. It was the same leg I'd had a hip replacement, had a knee replacement, and I had a lot of nerve pain and struggled with inflammation. And my friend Carol, she's a whole, really whole food. I mean, like that. She turned me on to him. And there was a group of us that kind of did it together. We were all in launch together. And so um, it, man, it got rid of all. I mean, I got off gabapentin, and what else was I taking? Robaxin. They had me on some heavy hitters just to survive, and I got off all of that and have not taken it since. And just from changing the way I eat, preservatives are a big culprit. I have learned. I've added stuff back in. I don't necessarily do gluten free, and I do eat some dairy products, and I still eat nuts and avocados, and but I made my own dressing and everything. So, um, Kathleen, what would be boring? Uh, uh, uh. Oh, Kathleen, have you enrolled in behaving? Kathleen said that would be boring. It sure would, wouldn't it? Oh, so, and Mrs. G's agreeing with you. Kathleen said, QQQ. So, why would one eat like this for only 10 days? No, it's not that you only eat for 10 days like this. It's you do the detox and then you go through the maintenance period and you continue to eat like he suggests. Um, and it's whole food. So Justin said, I'm wondering what the deal is with why Americans are going from saying aunt to saying aunt or auntie. What's up with that? I say aunt. Some people say aunt. So, uh, Enchanted Storybook Castle. That's great. Debbie Sue said that's such a pretty name, Joshua. Well, you do the 10-day detox, but there was other things. Um, uh, you just detoxed your body, and about the third day, man, I could tell I went through withdrawal. you know, um, but I started a couple of days ago eating like this again, and I felt really good today. And I may not do the withdrawal because I still ate like this. I just wasn't gluten free or dairy free. I eat a yogurt with blueberries and walnuts, and that I put in the yogurt myself. Um, so Kathleen said, I either say either, depending on how aunt or aunt comes out of my mouth. Uh, I say aunt. And Mrs. G says auntie. Auntie. She also says pecan. I don't eat pecans. I eat pecans. And I have an aunt. So Joshua said, I wish you have your own theme park, Debbie, dedicated to your whisper stories. That would be cool. Kathleen, me too. Pecan. Is that what you say, Kathleen? You know what I say about a pecan? That's what you take camping in the tent. Okay, Justin said, first time I heard auntie was when Will Smith said auntie in Men in Black. Mrs. G said pecans. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Pecans. We had a big discussion about that. They're pecans. Is it a vase or a vase? I say vase. Like I said, I speak hick phonics for sure. Sometimes shock people out of their gourd, right, Debbie Sue? I love it. She says that. There's Dora. See, we were talking about Dora earlier. Justin's here. He was telling me you're still sniffing that koala poo. I said, it's because it smells like eucalyptus. Just a quick hi as I knew you were alive. I said, boy, if I was to go over to Australia and meet up with Dora, we would get in trouble. Evie said, boy, am I late. You come sliding in. Oh, my ears must have been itching. Yeah, we talk about people and they pop in. Now Evie's here. So, let's get in trouble. Oh, Dora, we would get in trouble for sure. So, Evie said, hi, all of you wonderful friends. Hi, Evie. How are you doing? Justin said, funny girl, Dora. She is a funny girl. Let's go, Dora. Let's go, Dora. Yes. When's your birthday, Dora? We were talking about birthdays earlier. Now, I want to make sure, Debbie Sue, your birthday's June 22nd. Mrs. G said, Evie, you're just in time. Rhonda's been acting up as usual. Of course, I've been acting up. I need to give you something to talk about on your life. That's my goal in life. Dora said, hi, Justin. How are you, mate? Not seen you in ages. I know, Dora. I haven't hopped in a while. I was glad to see him. Mike saying hello to Dora. And Dora says, hi. All that said hi. Lots to say hi to. So hola to all you beauties. Hola. Marahaba. Evie said, good to see her laughing, though, but she's a lot of trouble when she's happy. I am. I'm kind of sassy. What is it? Getting rare form is what they used to tell me. Dora said, my birthday was back in May. Oh, okay. So I have some people's birthdays written down, but there's so many. Mike said, I'm good. I have to be good at work, so I haven't been able to get on YouTube. Yeah, Evie said, mine was in May too, Dora. Yes, Evie had a birthday in May. Dora said, wish I could stay longer, but I got to work for the next trip. You're going to Africa, right? That'll be exciting. Yeah. Dora said, behave, everyone. I got to fly. Adios. Kathleen's place. Life happens, Mike. Yes, got to work. Bummer. Yeah. Justin said, sorry, Sister Dora. I've quickly seen some of your lives. Only can't keep up when they are actually live. Kathleen saying bye to Dora. Mike saying bye to Dora. Dora's flying off. She's flying off so she can work. Make that money. Take them trips. Mrs. G, Mike, you've been good too. I find that hard to believe. Well, he's had to be good because he lost his glasses in the lake and he can't see. Kathleen said, flying off into the sunset. Dancing all the way too, Kathleen. She's doing her little jig. Dora's the dancer. I like to dance too. So Mrs. G saying bye to Dora. Evie, Mike is not good. He's good at it. This is true, Evie. This is true. I'm glad you got a good report on your wrist. Yeah. That's great. So you'll do some rehab on it, like go and they'll teach you and then you'll do it yourself. Is that what you were saying you were going to do? So Miss Evie's expanding her horizons with her painting stuff. I used to tell my kids when they left the house to be good, and if not, be sanitary. I had a customer, hair customer, used to say that. She'd say, Miss Rhonda, you be good, and if you can't be good, be sanitary. So, Mrs. G, Rhonda's singing and dancing. Okay, I will let Fluffy Diva know. I sure can. I can get low. And since I've been working out with them heavier weights, I can drop it like it's hot and I can get back up now. So Justin said, Hey, Evie, hi there. Mike says, I'm always good. LOL. Well, I'm not. I act up. My inner child acts up. Her name's Edith Ann, and she acts up. I have to tell her to sit down and be quiet. So she was stifled and treated bad for so long. Now she runs amok. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Are we going to start doing rap songs now, Mrs. G? That was the clip they picked out of my live where I talked about telling that client, oh, so you want a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed? And he said, are you quote ludicrous to me? I said, yes. Run amok, 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 amok. Yes, I run amok. And so, yeah. And it's kind of, I don't know, my content is more serious, maybe, or maybe I should say my topics are important. And it's more my professional side. And the playful side doesn't come out a lot, but in the lives, yes, the playful side comes out for sure. My sense of humor, my personality. But I'm both. I am a professional counselor. I do counsel people. I can be serious. I can also be, I mean, even in sessions sometimes, because I think using humor sometimes with clients can go a long way. Go a long way. Evie said, yeah, you can't say so you're depressed and break out in song. Oh, I don't know. I've been known to, you know, it's easier to be yourself on lives. That's so true, Kathleen. Um, and I'm just, you know, interacting with people brings out me. Um, Evie said, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." I've I've come to what is it? Talk with you again. I love that song. Sound of Silence. Sound of Silence. I have a set. They're CDs. Well, and I have one original from back in the day, Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Waters. I have the big record, but someone for my birthday gave me the whole set, all of their songs. So anyway, I love Simon and Garfunkel. So what was that one song? I'm gonna have to look it up. It wasn't a hit, but I loved it. I'm out in the jungle or something. I can't remember, but I'll look it up. I like all kinds of music. I have always liked music. The first song I ever really um, um, can really remember is the song by Petula Clark called "My Love." I love that song. I had a friend gave me a Petula Clark T-shirt. Mrs. G said, I enjoy doing lives. I had to get my feet wet again. It had been a while since I had done any. Yesterday was my first day back. Yeah, I was on there for a while. Sometimes I'll get on a live and I'll do some comments and I got to go do some stuff. And I'll put my little earbud in and I'll listen. So, yes, Mrs. G is a natural. She doesn't think so, but she's really good with her videos, her lives. I love to listen to her talk. I just love the way she talks. Ciao, ciao. Anyway, yeah, and I could not find that video by that green vegan or whoever it was. I went to her channel. She had another channel, and I looked through all her videos and I couldn't find it. You need to put a link of that video. So, and she is pretty. Mrs. G has the prettiest complexion. Just, I don't know. Julie Jordan Scott. I was babysitting. Oh man, good to be here is what I tried to say. Yes, Julie, you're late, but I'm still here. I'm still here. Mrs. G said, I do that too, Rhonda. I will walk away doing stuff in the kitchen and still listen. Yeah, yeah. And so yes, the skin and the smile. She's beautiful. Mrs. G is beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful people on here. So Kathleen said, yes, she does, Rhonda. Kathleen loved Petula Clark. I used to sing to that song. I talk about it. I speak publicly and I tell my story. It's kind of a motivational, but that's one of my last happy memories is laying in the backyard listening to my transistor radio to Petula Clark. So Julie said, so glad you're still here. Hi, Evie. We're still here. Last week did I go an hour and a half? It was strange. I've been on here an hour and 12 minutes. It really helped my watch time hours. Just that extra 30 minutes. It added some really good hours. So, if I can hang on and not wilt, but it hits about 8 o'clock and I start winding down. A driving video. Do you want to do a driving video of you driving? I got one of those things that clips on the top, so it would film me driving or that way driving. 2 hours. I don't think I can stay hooked up for 2 hours, Kathleen. I know you can. So is that what you're talking about, Julie? That kind of, yeah, me driving. I have one of those too. It works well. I haven't tried mine yet. Mrs. G said, thank you, Evie and Rhonda and Catherine. So, showing the road. Yeah. Watch time. Do you? Oh, yeah. I've been trying to get some watch time hours. So I'm doing some extra lives. And I had some feedback on my last video. So I edited it a little bit. Pumped the title up and put it back out there. Okay, do that. Drop the actual link of the video, not just her channel. Because I couldn't figure out. There's not a thumbnail or it doesn't say. Evie said, hey, guess what? I finally did an art live horizontal all by myself. It was short, but I know how to do it now. I am really happy about that. Yes, I think I saw some of that. I was like in between clients. That was yesterday, and I got to hop on for just a little bit. But I thought that was great. Yes. Hooray, Evie. That's awesome. Yay. So Mrs. G said, yes, ma'am, Rhonda, will do. Kathleen said, way to go, Evie. Yes. I tell you, we should celebrate every little bitty step we accomplish. I learned how to edit a video that had already been uploaded. I learned how to edit it in YouTube Studio because it was suggested to me by someone that watches my videos that I needed to cut down the first part where the rain was to about 5 seconds. So I did that. He said, first 30 seconds of that video is rain, and people click on, and they're going to click right back off in 30 seconds. So you shorten that to about 5 seconds. I learned how. I went on, I went into Google, put it in. They suggested a video about how to do that. I watched a 10-minute video. I went in and I edited it. I shortened that first part of rain is just a little 5-second clip of some rains. That's what's nice about having friends that care. It really is. I mean, I really like constructive criticism. So Kathleen said, I still need to learn how to do that, Rhonda, edit in studio. You can only, you can take out parts of the video. Say you did a live and YouTube comes back and you get dinged. Well, you can cut that part out, or you can take it off the front or the end or anywhere in the middle. You can cut stuff out and delete it. You cannot add anything in or move anything around. And so all I wanted to do was shorten that first part of that last long form video to 5 seconds. I listened to what I was told, and and I did it. So and who knows? But I'm open to suggestions. And I got a whole bunch. I went from last week not having nothing creative to pages, several pages of notes. And I'm also working on a collaboration with What's Up, Boomer. We're going to do a collab about why do some people struggle so with getting rid of sentimental stuff, like that was their parents or their grandparents. Or I had a great conversation with Phil on Friday about that. So I feel a lot better, Evie. I talked about this earlier, and I'm going to do a series on this. I'm working on. I don't really know how I'm going to do it, but Sally wants me to do some stuff on this. She's going to try to do this, and so I've started eating like that, and I feel better because my blood sugar's more controlled. That's what this is about. That's a great idea for a video. So, Julie said, since I cleared out my parents' house, and I was already struggled with that. And then we did that with my parents. And Mrs. G said, Rhonda, do you ever watch Candy K all day? She gives lots of YouTube strategies. Yes, I have watched her in the past. I haven't, what was it? Was it Sundays? My schedule's been jacked, and I haven't. I'm kind of getting back on schedule, hopefully, but don't quite have as much free time as I did have. And consuming YouTube was one of the things I had to kind of cut back. And but I have watched Candy K and her strategies, and so, and I have done all those things. But that's certainly something that I can try to pick back up on. She has a lot of good playlists. Yes, she does. I was consuming more than I was creating. and it needs to be a little more balanced. So, and I did a few weeks ago. I just took a whole week off, and I was sick and still home by myself, and um, like I said, my creative spark went. I was glad I had some batched videos because I only went 2 weeks without posting a long form. I did manage to do some lives, and lives always help lighten my mood. Um, I don't know, it's energizing to me. They're very energizing, and so I I'll have to go check out some stuff about some of that. I haven't watched Kevin, Kobe, or Rob. I haven't watched any of those people. Um, so okay. Kathleen said yes, lives are energizing. So, um, but I know that elevated blood sugar causes fatigue, and that's kind of what I've been feeling. I know she sent me a text and told me that Mrs. Paula is out for a little while too. Yeah, and sometimes you just got to do that. Um, and I have another video I'm going to do about YouTube burnout, and there's two sides to YouTube burnout. Justin said, speaking of candy and chocolate, do you have the brand Cadbury in the U.S.? We sure do, Justin. Yeah. So the chocolate is certainly not on my repertoire right now. But that's why I think, I was feeling so um, draggy. I thought it was just, struggling with mood and the things that have been going on. Hey, Gary, you showed up. YouTube, please. I know. Don't tell me. I haven't called you. I thought about it this afternoon, and I thought, oh, I never did call Gary. I will. I will. So he's saying hello to um, Mrs. G and Debbie Sue. Darling Soup. So, Catherine, YouTube. She's saying hello to YouTube police. LOL. I didn't say anything. I just thought I may be able to help with any burnout feelings. I'm not burnt out anymore. I posted long form, done live on Monday, posted a short from the live, and I've got several. I'm going to do some batch recording this weekend. Um, so the house will be quiet. My husband's helping a friend move. I'm not going to go help. And I'm going to batch some videos. I have several topics. I got a collab in the works. And Evie said, I'm not burned out on YouTube. I'm burned out on cooking and cleaning. I'm burned out on all that stuff too, Evie. So, uh, cooking, cleaning, working. Oh, I keep saying I need to retire for my retirement. Oh, yeah. Boomer was talking about that, about he had looked up some stuff about retirement and um, how the whole, the way it looks, complete way of retirement has changed. So, YouTube Police says, well, I work a lot. I don't really cook. He said, I'm a very good cook, but I don't cook. Me too, Gary. I'm a really good cook, but I don't cook. But, I've been drug out my vegetable steamer, been steaming vegetables, and what about it has changed? Well, used to, people retired and, um, he had, of course, I guess he had put it into Gemini and stuff. And when people retired, they retired because they got a pension from their work and then they got Social Security and they didn't work and they, did pretty well, especially if you had a two-income household of two people that had, the um, um, even it. Well, I think no, it's changed because of the pension that people had. The companies, you paid it. You did that, and then they changed it. They stopped the pensions and they started 401ks, and then um, it kind of shifted, and then not everybody does a 401k, or people don't understand. I didn't understand a whole lot about what a 401k actually was, and I did pay into one, thank goodness. And But I was self-employed, so I didn't have 401k. I didn't have any retirement. I had commercial property that was my retirement, and I sold that, and added that to my prudent reserve, retirement prudent reserve. I did not have a retirement. I had a prudent reserve, and it was not very big. And so retirement planning has changed, and Social Security and the economy increase and all of that sort of thing, that most people, they retire and they can't make it on Social Security alone. And even if they do have a retirement savings plan that they can draw from, they don't really like to. So they work part time. And a lot of people, tend to say, well, you're not retired if you still work. But what's your mindset about retirement? Um, right, right. And that's, I went to work. I was 54 when I went to work for corporate, and they had a 401k. And then a big corporation bought us. And then some hotshot COO didn't like me, so I got fired. And 63 years old, and I got fired from. I was his executive director. He came in, and I got fired. And I went back. I did some private uh, practice counseling, and I did went back to doing hair. And I had to use what money I had to survive, and for and then I got to where I was making enough money. And okay, let's see. Justin says, Rhonda sister, I'm going now. My cell phone's go juice is running low. See you next time. Love you, everyone. Keep smiling, please. Bye, Justin. Glad you hopped in. He said that would suck. It did suck, but I made it. And then 2 years later, they had gone through a couple of directors, and the HR person called me and said, hey, would you ever consider? She wanted me to go to lunch with her. She's going to be in town. So we went to lunch because we always hit it off really well. We went to lunch, and she said, do you ever think you'd come back to work at where you worked? And I said, well, I've learned to never say never. I'm not saying I would, and I'm not saying I wouldn't. And she said, well, when she told me about the new CEO and all those people that had been involved in getting me terminated, didn't work there any longer. And so I said, well, I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him. And that was that. And then about 5 days went by. It was the next week. There's my pup dog. There she is, making her debut. That's Dinah. And she said, you didn't put in the application. I said, you didn't tell me I had to put in an application. I just said I want to talk to the CEO. She said, well, to do that, you have to put in an application. So I put in my application. I went in for an interview. We sat there and talked for an hour. And what happened was this was in like April, and they fired me in May. Been almost 2 years. He said in October he went to a budget meeting. New CEO went to the budget meeting, and the big wheels were asking, "What happened to that director that did so well?" He said, "I don't know." And they told him that that their overhead, no, their net had dropped 50% the first year I was gone, and another 50% of that the next year. And he said, "I don't know. I don't know." And so he came back and he asked HR, and she told him. And then when the one director, they hired a director that was there 6 months and quit. They hired another director that was there almost a year and quit. And so they offered me the job at a substantial increase. And then I told them, "Well, that's nice, but this is what it's going to take to get me to come back." And I gouged them, and I got it. And all the stuff I complained about, or all the stuff I had trouble with, they had fixed. And so, and it was really good for about a year. And then 2020 happened. So, uh, thank you, Gary. That's Dinah, my dog. Says, "I honestly didn't think I would be able to retire. I really thought I probably would never be able to retire." And like I said, I still do work about 20 hours a week. Uh, Evie said, "Gary, you'll be able to retire now." Gary says, "I will be able to in a few years." So Gary said, "I was 50 when I started here." Yeah, Evie said, "Oh, that's great, Gary. How old are you?" So Gary said, "Oh, right, at less than 2 months from being 50. You're 61 now." Yeah, 65 and 67. Full retirement age for you is 67, right? Evie said, "I retired last May, so have been for a year. I retired at 62. Yes. YouTube police, Gary said, "I won't have a full pension by the 30-year standard that is typically required." Yeah, yeah. So Kathleen said, "You're still here. I was talking to my son. I am still here. I've been on here an hour and 32 minutes." So Gary said, "But I can retire on age." Yes. Mrs. G said, "Great testimony, Rhonda. I wanted to do a video about it." Um, says, YouTube police said, "One of the factors is average of my highest 4 years pay." Yeah. And then he said, "So even if I don't feel I can work until I'm 80, I can bring it up by bringing up my pay. So work from 64 to 96 hours a week. I figure double the pay, double the pension." That's right. I did not retire till I was 69. I didn't take Social Security, and I padded my Social Security. So that's one of the things that really saved me. That I was a really smart decision. I know a lot of people say that it doesn't save that much or change that much, but it made a big difference every year. It was amazing how much higher it made my Social Security. That's history for you. Way over an hour. Woohoo! I went an hour and a half last week. Now it's an hour and 34 minutes. But so, oh my, so cute. Are you talking about my dog? When did you get her? She is 3 years old, Lori. Um, yes. And the thing about that, Gary, is my income had increased so much that it really, really padded my Social Security. Oh, Evie said, "Have a nice evening, everyone." Mrs. G, Gary, 96 hours a week. I know. I used to work about 50. And so to work 20 hours is nothing. And I was on call 24/7. I was the executive director of a small facility and I was responsible for everything. Everything. So, yeah, that's crazy. 96 hours. YouTube's police said in the later years of high pay replace the lower years of pay. Yeah. Yeah. So that was probably a very smart from other some of the other financial. I mean, I didn't start a retirement plan. I didn't do any of that sort of stuff. And so, I have to work. And what is it? Too old to work, too broke to not work, or whatever. Too old to quit, too old to retire. No, what is it? I don't know. No, 88 hours this week. They asked me if I could work on Saturday. I said no, though. That's rare for me. Good. You need a rest. LOL. I will rest when I retire or die. I used to say that about, I can watch TV and read books when I'm in the nursing home. That's a lot of hours. It sure is. That is a lot of hours. Oh, but I probably put in that many hours before in a week, getting ready for a joint commission um, audit, or we took TRICARE, and so there's a lot of extra stuff. Kathleen said, "Me too, Rhonda. I'm 54 and I have a plan for 5 years to have several streams of income coming in." Good. And um, I was 54 before I ever started, you know, toward any part of a retirement plan. Gary said that is what is required to bring up my pay so I can actually retire with a pension that pays bills. It's necessary. That's kind of what I did. I wanted Social Security that would pay my bills, and it can um, without me working, but maybe not in the style I'm accustomed to right now. And that's a lot of people. They work because they want to do some extras and, want to keep an RV and be able to go out on weekends and still go places and do things and eat out. And so I'll work 20 hours a week to be able to go do that stuff. So, anyway, um, all right. I think I am about done. I am tired. Um, Wednesdays is a long day. I start at 9 o'clock. And so Gary's, no, you stay. I just got here. You did this to me last time. Oh, thanks, Kathleen. You did an amazing live. So, Gary, are you connected with Fire? Yes, he is. Stay, stay, please stay. See, no wonder I worry about calling you because you work all the time. Can you talk on your phone at work? Yes. Okay. Well, I'll have to call you. I worry about that. I knew you worked that much, and I thought, how in the world does he have time to get on the phone? So, but I am going to go, contrary of YouTube police begging me not to. Sort of. I know who he is and sit in his live streams when I see him. Yeah, yeah. He talks about fire, and that's, retiring early. LOL. I started work this morning at 6:45. Well, you're about 10 years younger than me, 11 years younger than me. Kathleen said, have a good evening. Good night, everybody. I'll leave work about midnight. Oh, gosh. Why you do it? Yep, that's him. A lot of retirement advice. So, good night, everybody. I hope y'all have a great evening. Thank you for joining me. It was phenomenal. I love all of you, and I will certainly see you around these YouTube streets. And you won't hold it against me? All right. Good night. Good night, everybody.